Welcome to another episode of The Buzz on Veterans. Today I have a very special guest with me who's here to give us some different tips to just live a better life. Robin, thank you so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Navy veteran.
Yes.
How awesome. You know, what's interesting to me is that you can generally tell a male veteran, right? We usually have a weird cut or, you know, something going on with us, pins and stuff. I love female veterans because you all are trained to kill and nobody even knows that you have that skill set. What inspired you to want to join the U.S. Navy?
Well, my mother had a non-traditional role as a pump mechanic in an oil refinery, and I knew that I could do anything I wanted to do, so I set out to be an aviation electrician, and the rest is history.
Phenomenal. Your business is doing some impactful work, just healing people in our ecosystem. Can you tell us about what led you to want to start your business? What pivotal point in your life made you go, you know, I think being an entrepreneur and impacting lives is something I want to do?
Sure. So I grew up in a very abusive home, and so I had PTSD, and I'm rated for it in the military as well. And unfortunately, the VA is not equipped to treat veterans with PTSD. They source it out, and there's really no quality assurance there. And so as I'm going through life, my daughter was bipolar, and there were several traumatic things that had happened. But after I lost her in 2015 to suicide, she was trafficked by a biker gang, and then I lost her daughter. The father took the baby that I was raising, and I lost my home, everything. I lost everything. And so I was at the point where I was suicidal, and I was going to counseling. Nobody could help. I switched counselors, and so I went to the city, to the Veteran and Military organization, and I asked them for some resources, and they couldn't help me because their PTSD programs are geared only towards veterans who have been in a war situation, or if a female has been sexually abused. Those are the only ways you can get into their program. And since I had neither, I was out of luck. So that was it for me. I was done, and I went to walk out, and I think the Master Chief in there sensed that something was not right. And so he said, wait, and he handed me a card of someone who had volunteered to help veterans for free. It wasn't free though, but she was a hypnotherapist. So I went in, and in the first session, she took that feeling of suicide off of me in one session. So the VA said that they would reimburse me they said keep going. So I went to 4 sessions, and I couldn't pay for it anymore on my credit card, but the VA ended up not reimbursing me for that. And so they said they don't reimburse alternative treatments. It doesn't matter if it worked or not, they're not going to pay for it. So I went all the way to Congressman Rutherford, and I did get reimbursed for that because, you know, I had the proof. But I thought, you know, there are veterans out there who cannot fight the fight that I did to get reimbursed or to get that treatment. They just give up because they're in the abyss. So what I decided to do is I got certified as a practitioner, and I'm going to go forward and do that for a living. But what I also endeavored to do was to help other veterans for free to get through their PTSD. And this is through quantum healing hypnosis. And it's a technique that goes into your mind and uses your subconscious to heal your mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships, because you have all the answers. And it is, you know, from source. You're connecting with God or the angels or whatever your religion, faith, whatever it is. It's totally customizable to the person that's getting the treatment. So it's amazing.
Yeah, that sounds phenomenal. You definitely have me hypnotized because you already knew the questions that I was going to ask you. What solutions do you provide currently for someone who is feeling suicidal and struggling with PTSD or other traumatic injuries? What solutions does your business provide to help heal that soldier or person going through that traumatic situation?
Well, I've done life coaching also in the past as well. I have a really intuitive sense of who people are. And so it is very much a trust situation. When they come in to me, we sit and we have an interview and we talk to their issues and what's surrounding them. And so what I'm able to do is kind of break it down and help them eat that elephant one bite at a time, and kind of dig out and say, if you don't like the way something looks, change the way you look at it. Let's try looking at it from this perspective. And so I do follow up, and we're able to go in and just dissect these issues and get them some help, some resources from the community or other veterans as well. What's one tip that you could give a veteran that could be tuning in right now with 22 veterans committing suicide a day, which is pretty frightening and astounding? What tip can you give that veteran that's tuning in right now that may be at that point of just giving up? I'll tell you what, you are not alone. We need you. Everything is falling apart. We need your experience. We need your strength. We need everything about you in the community. We need you to pull it together and come join us and make this a stronger place to be. We really need you, and we need you to stay here. Absolutely, and we definitely need that. And how can people get a hold of you and your business in order to get some great tips and just learn from your story to know that they can make it too? So I have a website called myquantummiracles.com, and then also on Instagram I'm at Quantum Miracles, or Facebook.com under Robin Mantz, Mantz. Give me a little emotional in here, Robin. You have such a powerful story, and it will help anyone persevere through their situations, and your business is doing some phenomenal work and going to continue to do some phenomenal work in our community. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to also say that I'm in Jacksonville now, but I'll be moving to the Houston area pretty soon, but I'll be coming back and forth as well. So eventually I'll be traveling all over to do the quantum healing hypnosis. Well, don't leave us too long, because our vets need you out here. Thanks for joining us today on The Buzz on Veterans. Thank you so much. My pleasure. For another segment, I'm Jeff Shuford, your host. We want to thank Robin for joining us today on set, and we look forward to seeing you in the next segment.